Okay, good evening, gentlemen. Nice of you to nice of you to turn up. Nice of you to turn up. It's 10 o'clock. It's Tuesday. I was planning on doing a stream last night, but sometimes it just isn't there. I wasn't feeling 100%. Nothing too serious. I'd say hello to everyone. Kenny J. Good evening, mate. Martin McCormick, Leeds, Nomad Overseas, Tony Edwards, David Coleman. What's the game plan on there tonight? The game plan is, I'll put that on the screen. The game plan is tonight. Simple stuff. It's Tuesday night. This is the channel where we don't necessarily talk about travel. A few simple things, because what else is going on a Tuesday night? Through the middle of the week. Couple of movie reviews, couple of scandals to talk about, couple of tributes. We just build it around that, and can't go wrong. Chaz Brown, nice to hear from you, mate. Ty Billy Boy, good to hear from you. Wayne M, good evening, Wayne. Bernard Purcell, Farang Travels, love the intro. She had a hairy muff. I do like the hairy stuff. Okay, thank you. Yoz Travels, Gemini Star, Sean Harris, Happy as Larry. Fanny, yeah, okay, yeah. McLaren F1 race. Natal in the Buff Vietnamese lady. I do like these titles. I really do. Delayed Dave. David Coleman, Jesus said, where does your hair? Well, the thing is, I managed, my shoulder eased up a little bit, so I was able to get the cutters out and reach to the back of my head. Barry, but that answers your question. Barry from EastEnders, nice to hear from you. David Coleman, is it going to be Liz Truss for PM? I think we'll talk a bit more about Liz Truss on another night. To be honest with you, I don't know enough about her. I'd never even heard of her before all this stuff. I did a Ricky Wishy-Washy. I heard of him. But DWP, Chris Bay, Dutch Farang, Paul Hoskin. Where's Paul Hoskin? Paul Hoskin, Eddie, the one that I want, R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John. Okay. Yes, sounds bloody warm. Oh, they're banking on about the weather, aren't they? They're banging on the weather. I just say hello to the lost king of Scotland. We don't cope very well with the weather in this country. I mean, we overreact. If it's a heat wave, they tell us, don't go out, you will die of heat stroke. If there's snow on the ground, they'll say, oh my God, the ice age is returning. We tend to overreact. All of these years later, almost 40 years later, 1976, that's 46 years ago, isn't it? People still bang on in this country about the long got summer of 1976. Excuse me, you can go out to Turkey or Greece or many Middle Eastern countries and you'll find any summer that is longer and hotter than the hot summer of 1976. We don't cope very well with the weather. Okay, so it's a bit hot, so what? So what? We'd be complaining if it was cold. Life of Razor, Mark Ollig, nice to hear from you, mate. Lewis C. Lewis C. Trust dresses up as Thatcher. I think he thinks she's a Margaret Thatcher. Simon Bridges, have you ever been to Canterbury? Or off the top of my head, I can't even think that straight, mate. David Coleman, that's a nice comment. I think I know all the guys in there now, all the good guys. That's good. Nice little community. Philip Mitchell. Let's see. Paul Hoskin had some bacon from the Netherlands today. Good for you. I've been to the Netherlands. I've exercised my parker over there, but that's another story. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Hi, I hope you feel better. I've got to ask you, have you been in a long-term relationship before and then decided to be single? Yeah. Or have you been in a non-relationship man by choice? Well, the second, both of them. Answer both of those is yeah. I've been there, done that. Don't really want to do it again. It's a long story. Maybe tell that story one of these days. Yours travels. I'm not moaning. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Martin McCormick, where are we? Where we gone now? Martin McCormick, Eddie, does a Thai SIM card affect UK banking apps. Now, I don't use I don't use the apps. I've never used my bank on my mobile phone. So no, I used the Thai SIM card when I was last out there, and it was good, good reception and all of that. But I'm not one of these people who pays with things with with my mobile phone. I don't do that. I certainly don't do that. So I can't really. I wouldn't do that personally. I wouldn't do that personally. Life of Razor. How are you feeling, Natty? Well, better, a little bit better than yesterday. I wasn't really that, but I wasn't 100%. I couldn't have done this last night. I don't know. I mean, I've got. There's all kinds of bloody things cropping up. Do you know something? I'm 60 years old, and I'm fortunate that I've got to my stage in life without ever having any real physical problems. I've never had operations. Some poor bastards from day one, they're going back and forward to hospitals, and they got this wrong with them and that wrong with them. I've never had any problems. Never really problems. I've stayed out of hospitals. I've never got sick when other people have got sick. I've used to be on all right, but I believe in the law of averages. I always think, I don't know, you'll get to a certain age and the pendulum will swing one way or the other. And all of those illnesses that other people have had, I'll probably get them in later life. Right now, I'm having problems with my shoulder. It's it's aching in a way that it doesn't normally ache. I've had that problem. I'm also quite hard of hearing in my left ear. I don't know if it's a build-up with wax, but the other night I just went totally deaf in my left ear. I can hear a teensy-weensy little bit of it now. But of course, I went to the doctors. And what did the doctors say? Yeah, in this day and age, the doctors make you feel guilty if you even suggest that you use them. I went to the doctors. I said, I'm almost deaf in one ear. I need to see a doctor. I need my ears syringed to find out what's happening. Well, we don't do appointments. We don't do them. Well, what do I do then? What do I do? Well, you come here, early tomorrow, and we, wait in the queue to see the doctor. And they don't do appointments. I need an appointment. I need to know I'm gonna, when I'm gonna be there. I need a doctor. Yeah, they make you feel bloody guilty. I mean, the national health is not what it was. It's not what it was. I'm thinking to myself, I mean, if I went to retire abroad, I'd be giving up the wonderful national health there. Right now, the national health doesn't seem to be worth a great deal. I'd probably be better paying money for insurance abroad, and at least I know then that I'm going to get seen to. Oh my God. Let me see. Okay, so anyway, how are you feeling, Eddie? I am tilt. Nice to hear from you. 2 Filipinos visiting me at the moment. They were saying it's too hot the other day. 2 Filipinos. Yeah, well, yeah, good for you, mate. Get in there, boy. Good for you. El Terrifico, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Kipax, nice to hear from you too, also, mate. Danish bacon wasn't the 24-hour onion variant. Well, hopefully all that kind of stuff's a thing of the past. Smooth operator, Wayne Kerr. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wayne Kerr, I hope you're saving up your money to pay for the utility bills. Oh my God almighty. My God almighty. That's dreadful. I mean, the news is all doom and gloom. I just want to be out of here. To be honest with you, I've decided not to work right now. I've decided not to go work. I don't need to. I'm not going to work. My flight is in early November. If I'd have made the decision before that I'm not going to work, I'd have booked the flight earlier. I'd be abroad now. But either way, I've got a flight for early November for 4 months, and bring it on, man, bring it on. I'm just hoping that the situation in Taiwan doesn't get any worse, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's see, David Coleman, $400 more a year to heat your home this winter. There's a lot of people going to suffer big time. I've lived through 3 recessions. I mean, the first 2 I suffered badly. The third recession, the 2008, I was doing okay then. But this is a 4th recession, and I just want to get the hell out of here, mate. Kipax, use a dual mobile and put both SIMs in it. I would only use your UK number for your banking apps. That sounds like good advice, that, mate. Good advice. Singapore, Dan, nice to hear from you. Yeah, Martin McCormick. Yeah, cheers for that info. Yeah, that sounds good. I wouldn't use me. I do internet banking, but I wouldn't use it on a Thai SIM card. I wouldn't. You know, you need to know exactly what you're in for. Oh, well, it is it? McLaren F1 race. I'm intended to bang half of Thailand soon. 3 years it's been. I need a bloody holiday, and the authorities need to be alert. Okay, Thailand, can you hear me? Lock up your daughters and your wives and all of that. McLaren F1 race is on the way. Let's see. So, Tony, I'm frozen. I just have problems with this shoulder. It just aches for no reason at all. McLaren F1 race, tinnitus maybe, quite possibly. Okay, thanks, official. Hello to you, mate. Hello to you. Shout out to all from the Philippines. Hello, Philippines, anyway. David Coleman, I've lost 50% hearing in my left ear. It's terrible, but I'm in good health. I'm lucky. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know something? My hearing was okay, you know, a few days ago. I was watching a movie and I had headphones on. And sometimes, you know, you don't know what damage you do. You know, make sure it's not too loud through the headphones. But it just happened in an instant. You know, I just realized there's no hearing in this ear. I need to clear I've had my ears shrinked before many years ago, and it works wonders. But you try going to the doctors right now and saying, I want my ears shrinked. Can I make an appointment? They make you feel guilty. They make you feel like you dare ask us that, you cheeky bastard. You know, Jesus Christ. Chas Brown, try Optex or Optex. I think Optex, that's the one for your eye, isn't it? Optex, is that for you? What is that? Is that for your ears? I mean, I know, like the last time I had my ears shrinked, they told me for a week or so, put vegetable oil in your ear. Just leave it there to soften it up, and then I went to the doctors and they shrinked it. It's wonderful. All of a sudden, it was wonderful effect, but I need it done again, unless it's more serious. Sean Harris, Eddie, in your opinion, which actor played the best Frankenstein monster? No contest, was it? It was it was Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff, the magnificent Boris Karloff. El Terrifico, Eddie, you stay in tube is blocked in your ear. Google it. Okay. All right, fine. Thank you for that. Life of Razor, you're right. The NHS is crap at the moment. Waiting game for operations, etc. It's terrible. No, thanks. You know, a wonderful NHS. What the hell has happened? Kipax, too many people here in the UK. That's what. Yeah. I know where you're coming from there, mate. Life of Razor. Did you ever fancy touring the USA, Eddie, or have you? I did. Do you know? Do you know something? I think all of those countries that I'd like to visit, like the USA in particular, I always plan to go to the USA, but I think I've missed a boat somehow, because I think it would be too expensive. I mean, if you're going to tour somewhere, you know, in many months, you're talking about you're always talking about a big budget for any country. But if you tour in America, and you really want to see all the things you are talking about an astronomical budget. I've never been to the place. I would like to go there because I would love to see these cities and places where all my favorite movies were set. But whenever I see YouTube videos now, I hear reports that America has become ridiculously expensive. I don't know how many of you watch that guy McMaster. He does food reviews from everywhere: Las Vegas, New York. He was in Nashville recently, and he quotes the, he shows the bills for hamburgers and fries. Oh my God, it's mega expensive. I mean, I think I would need a big budget to do that. Paul Hoskin, okay. A doctor asked me for a stool sample, so I went to DFS and got one for him to look at. Okay, good for you, mate. Good for you. Boatmonger, I know, mate. I had chlamydia after some rumpy pumpy. Went for antibiotics, and she asked me why my dog didn't wear a mask. Yeah, okay. Delay Dave, nothing special about the NHS these days. I was in out of hospital most of last year. Scary how bad it's got. Oh, you hear some awful stories, don't you? About Jesus, you hear stories about people lying on stretchers and corridors, don't you? Because they haven't got a bed for them. Bloody awful stuff. Absolutely awful. I'm lucky. I am lucky. I know for a fact that there's so many people younger than me who go through their life and they're always in hospital for this, that, and the other. I'm lucky to have got to my age, and I've never really had a physical problem, or I've hardly ever been in hospitals in my life. I am so lucky to have got to be able to say that at 60 years old. But sooner or later, we all get old, and it's like a car, isn't it? Your car might last years without a bloody problem, but once those problems start coming, they're coming one after the other, aren't they? Okay, pinball. Evening, I just seen you've gone live. Hope you feel better. Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks, pinball. Appreciate that. Yogi Bear, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Lieutenant Colombo's glass eye. He wants the good news. New virus detected in China. Oh my God, that's all we need. Philip Mulville. Eddie, flying to Cabo San Lucas tomorrow for a week. Can you pen Mexico girl for me? Oh, that's Mexico that you go. And I've been to Mexico. I haven't been to that place. Have a great time, mate. Have a great time. Stephen Booth, hello, Eddie. Enjoy your chance. Very hot here in the south of France. Oh, that sounds a nice place to be. South of France, beautiful. Lovely stuff down there. Lovely stuff. Kipax, who else is going to Thailand in November? Well, I am. I have a flight booked for early November, and I can't wait. Bring it on. But bring it on. But let's just hope everything works out well. Let's hope everything works out. We don't need any disruption. I think we've all had enough of that. David Coleman, 40% of the dinghy divers are from Albania. This must, I've seen that. Albania, they were almost in the European Union. Well, they were considered being in the European Union. And if they were to go into the European Union, they'd have access to all of Europe. But it's obvious, isn't it? The reason that these bloody people from other countries don't want to stay in Europe when they have the opportunity to be in Europe, it's because they see we're a soft touch. Britain's a soft touch. We give them better benefits, and they're going to be looked after here. They can do all the heinous things here, which you can't really do elsewhere. They're up to no good. Yeah, Gemini Star. I'll be heading to the land of smiles in November. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Danish Bacon. Manga tip. Never shake hands with anyone who's just come out of the window. Oh, that is really smutty. That is smutty. Who's this? Tampa 35. Eddie, pour hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide. That'll make me bloody blow up, owner. Hydrogen peroxide in your ears and let us sit there for a minute and clean up all your air. Hydrogen peroxide. Oh my, no, thank you. Kipax, Eddie is our leader. Oh, thanks for that. Anyway, thanks. Nice to hear from you. Let's see. Gemini's the Optrex for your eyes. Paul, Judge Farang, he's the foreman of the Manga Party. Mangas Unite. Okay. So let's have a little look. A nomad overseas, I'd be happy it's not costing you much. It's €50 minimum to see doctors here, and that's just for the first 5 minutes. Prescription and sick notes will cost you €50 minimum. Which country are you talking about there? Because that's euros that you've quoted there, isn't it? Did you say we're in the south of France? Leeds, I have problems with my hair and suffer from earache a lot. Wife left me and I'm okay now. Like it. Cormac Wilkie, you see a doctor to get well, they see you to get rich. Yeah. That sounds about right. Do you know something? I like animals. I love animals, but I really feel sorry for people who are facing vets bills nowadays. It just seems to me that to have animals, cats and dogs, they're a luxury in this day and age. Vets are like bloody gangsters. They charge people extortionate amounts of money. I mean, I know people who've got dogs and cats, and when they take them to the vets, oh my God almighty, it's costing them an arm and a leg. Yogi Bear edits Optex airdrops. It works. Otex airdrops. It works great. Okay, thanks for that. I'll check that one out. Touch Farang. Fix the air in Thailand. Okay, thank you. Lee James, they don't syringe it. Lee James, they don't syringe ears anymore, Eddie. You're better paying 60 to 80 quid private to use the mini vacuum they use. It works brilliantly. Really, they don't. I tell you what, I had this problem about 12 years ago, and all of a sudden my left ear, I couldn't hear from it. And eventually it did pop, and I managed to get some hearing out of it. But I had my ears syringed, and this was about 12 years ago, and they done a pretty good job of it. But I've never had it done since. And okay, well, thanks for that info. Danish bacon, that's an ear scrape. Okay. Martin Blonson, hiya, what health insurance do you have for Thailand? I haven't booked it yet, but it's I haven't booked it. I will do. I'll never ever leave the country without insurance. David Coleman, Eddie, it's costing me a small fortune to visit the UK for 3 weeks. It's an expensive country. It is an expensive country. I've mentioned this before, but I mean, right now at this moment in time, a month of August, it's school holidays here. The weather's great. If you wanted to go somewhere like Cornwall and stay in a nice hotel, Cornwall's a beautiful place. You're spending a couple of £100 for a night for a decent, fairly basic hotel. It's a rip-off. Anyway. McLaren F1 race, do you use earbuds? Maybe give your ears a poke with some Johnson's cotton buds. I have actually got cotton buds. Watch your eardrums, man. Don't poke till you did. The problem, there's an advert, isn't it, on there? I've actually seen it on YouTube, which is like a screw. And basically they made the point that with cotton buds, you are pushing the wax in further, whereas this thing is like a screw, and it's, if you screw and then pull it, I don't know. I'd rather the people who know what they're doing sorted it out for me. Danish bacon had an ear scraping but higher once. Very good. Okay, thanks for that. Let's see. Yours travels. Eddie, no quick weeks or weekends away before November. £1,045 to go on 14 nights Scandinavian in balcony, and all premium drinks and food includes September the 10th. No quick weekends away, or wanted to go 14 nights Scandinavian in I'm not quite sure what you mean, mate, but Scandinavian, well, sounds good anyway. Sounds good. Cruise, that's it. I think, yeah, that's a cruise. Okay, we'll go through that again. No quick weeks, Scandinavian balcony cruise. A grand for 14 nights. Yeah, I'm with. That sounds bloody good. That sounds good. All premium drinks and food included. Good for you, mate. Have a great time. Sounds lovely. Sean Harris, I had an ear infection in Thailand. I went to a clinic on Soi Wan Pablan, age syringed, jab up the bum, antibiotics, and ear drops. 1,200 baht. That sounds bloody good, that, mate. Sounds bloody good. Jeff say something for the beverage fund. Okay, thank you. I'm trying to take it easy, on the booze, but it's not easy for me. $5. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Cheers. Thanks for that, Jeff. Anyway, let's see. Okay, let's see. Lewis City hotels are excellent value in Thailand at the moment. Booked a 4-star in central Pattaya, £25 a night, no breakfast. You see, this is it. You see, this is the thing that still makes Thailand a great value country. And let's open it up. It stays that way. You can get so much with regards to hotels and accommodation. You can just get so much for your money there. You compare that with the price, like I just mentioned, 200 quid a night for the bloody ordinary hotel in Cornwall. I mean, you can get so much for your money in Thailand. With regard, let's just hope it stays that way. Tampa guy, Eddie, pour hydrogen peroxide in your ear. Let it sit there for a minute. It will soften up all your earwax. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, thanks for that. Hard, do you believe in God, Eddie? I'm an agnostic. I'm a non-believer. I'm not a non-believer. Your travels. I have loads of medical issues. Holiday insurance is so expensive, but still get away 5 or 6 times a year. It won't stop me, and I might die somewhere nice. Yeah, I'm with you, mate. You've got to live your life. You've got to live your life. Neil Fleet, good evening. Good evening to Neil Fleet from Wavertree. Neil Fleet, nice to hear from you, mate. Stuart Marsden, evening, Ed. Hope you feel a bit better. Yeah, I am feeling a little bit better. You know, I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, it could be I think I've had a little bit of hay fever recently. I didn't consider myself usually as suffering from that, but I'm sure that I've had a bit of the old hay fever and stuff like that. Paul Oskin always comes in threes when things go wrong. Okay. And Nomad overseas. Oh yeah, I saw the news about it. I saw the news about the new antennas in China. They're blaming hedgehogs or something. Don't tell me that someone's been shacking a hedgehog. Jesus Christ Almighty! Oh my God, monkeypox is bad enough. John Mitch, hi Eddie, how are you? On your thumbnail, you were looking somewhat rough. I feel a little bit, a little bit. I do feel a little bit rough, but you just got to go with the flow. Nice to hear from you anyway, John. Good to hear from you. Hope all's well. Hope you can get out to Thailand soon or Colombia or whatever. Give us some information on Colombia. Sure, we all want to hear it. I am still round the docks with a huge lump on my shoulder. Thought it was cancer. Doc saw me within an hour. Turned out to be where the scaffold pole hit me. Oh, God Almighty. God Almighty. Oh. Yourself, yesterday in Bangkok and Pattaya, November the 6th with 2 weeks, then down to Phuket. That sounds lovely. Sounds lovely. I think it'll be a good season this year. I think the wind's in the right direction. I think it'll be a good season. I think all the people who been unable to get out to Thailand the last couple of years, I think it'll be a good season. And let's just hope for the best anyway. Kipax, I'm staying at the Katie Hotel in Pattaya. Looks okay. 10 nights for 250 quid. That's 25 quid a night. Brilliant value. Yeah, good for you, man. Like you saying a moment ago, you can get so many good hotels for a bargain price in Thailand. Daniel Mills, mass immigration has ruined the NHS. It's a controversial, issue that because the fact is, I mean, it's always been the case. There's been a lot of foreigners working in the NHS. I mean, if you have Asians looking after you, need somebody to look after you. And the reason like that the NHS has been such a big employer of foreigners that we obviously haven't got enough English people, to work there. So swings and roundabouts. And nomad overseas, isn't in Albania they're now treading mortar and shellfire with their neighbours? Azerbaijan, I think. I haven't actually heard of that. Kipax. My local doctor is like an international airport now. Okay. Oh, you have to announce your arrival. Treetown, good evening, Ed. I've seen that you're so spruced up. Have you got a 20 stoner coming around later? Oh, she's in bed now. She's waiting for me, the moaning cow. Touch for rank, Holland and Germany are better destinations for immigrants from the East. Why do you all seem to want to come here? I don't think they want to seem to bloody come here. Yours travels. I have a nice condo for 7 nights in Pattaya. Be comfortable for me and the ladies. Yeah, good for you, mate. Good for you. Good for you. It's going to grab a little bit more beer. Oh. La la la! Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, it's hot. You need to keep your beer cold. This Carlsberg Export. I'm not really a big fan of the ordinary Carlsberg, but this Carlsberg Export, bloody good stuff. Nice stuff. Nice stuff. Oh. Philip Mobile, Eddie was spotted with an FBI jacket on outside Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate today. I'm not going to comment on American politics, so, not going to comment on that. Paul Hoskin, Ed, the person you would most love to have a beer with. You? I think probably you, Paul. I think probably you. You'd make me laugh. You make us all laugh. And Nomad Overseas, Steady Eddie Lad, you can start a new political party, the Monger Raven Looney Party. Okay, that sounds like a bloody good party. Absolutely. This is interesting. Tampa 35. Many solutions contain hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide helps the wax bubble up and results in the wax becoming softer. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that. I'd never heard of that before, but it sounds a bit dramatic, really. Neil Fleet, here today, gone tomorrow. Thank you for that. David Coleman, can I get a dinghy from Canada and save the money to visit England? It might be an idea. It's been. Wasn't there somebody once? Some nutter actually went across the Atlantic from Britain to America in a bathtub. Somebody actually went in a bathtub across the Atlantic Ocean, for Christ's sake. And Nomads Overseas, I'm in Ireland, and the healthcare system is an absolute bucket of shite. It's ironic. More money government spent on health system, the worse it gets. Oh, I'm just glad that I'm not one of these people who regularly needs the hospital and whatever. I've had a few little problems, emerging, but it's not for the hospital. I mean, but I'm just frustrated that it's so difficult to get a doctor. But for people who've got really, really serious conditions, my thoughts are with them the last couple of years. It's dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Let's see. David Heisenberg, lookalike. Evening, Ed. Okay, good evening, David Heisenberg. Nice to hear from you, mate. Brian Street. Brian Street may have the same problem, and so do 3 neighbours. Maybe it's, I don't know, what's something in the atmosphere that's causing a buildup of earwax. I mean, the other night, it's improved a teensy-weensy little bit, but the other night, it came quite suddenly. And if I was watching the TV, I could close my right ear, and then I'd be completely deaf. I just couldn't hear a thing. There was absolutely no hearing in my left ear at all. So I need to see a doctor. Yours Travels, David Coleman. It cost me $12,000 to do the USA for 6 to 7 weeks back in February. One expensive place, the cities I stayed in. Yeah, I mean, it's if I was to travel across America for 3 months, how much would that cost me? I don't know. God knows. God knows. I dread to think about it. Paul Hoskin, all treatment in the sexual health clinic is free, my friends tell me. Okay, thanks for that information. Humongous. Just been Rewind Festival in Macclesfield. Just recently saw Kim Wilde, Heather Johnson, and I don't even know who that middle one is, Heather Johnson. Human League, decent stuff. Sunburnt High Heaven now. Good for you, mate. Hope you had a really great time. Let me see. Okay, El Terrifico. Eddie, did you love Olivia Newton-John like the rest of us? Well, I didn't love her, but I admired her. I would have all the time in the world. I wouldn't say no. I know that much. I wasn't a big fan of her songs, but she was a lovely singer. She was a lovely singer. And do you know something? Do you know something? I think it's just about time. It's just about time that we, on that note, that we did a little bit of a tribute. A couple of tributes tonight, and one of them is of course the lovely Livy. Come on, let's get a little bit of a tribute going to the lovely Livy. There you go. There's the lovely Livy. Oh my God, that's a lovely Olivia Newton-John. She was one of those sort of middle of the road singers. Very, very, very nice singer. Very, very likable. Lovely bird. I'm from Australia. I think she might have been born in the UK, but we always thought of her as Australian. But what a lovely, lovely woman. And she was popular. So I always thought she was very, very much Radio 2 during the 1970s. She appealed to the older generation who, she was a young girl then, but she appealed to the older generation who liked her because, they probably wanted a daughter like that. She was a lovely girl. And the thing is, she never got involved in any scandals or anything. She come across as a very, very nice person. Olivia, lovely singer. I don't think she was given that many great songs to sing. I can't really think of any Olivia Newton-John's songs where she thought that was a great song. If she had to been given some really, really great songs, she would have made some great records out of them. I think, but she was popular. She was very, very popular with people anyway. So Olivia Newton-John died the other day, aged about 70. I think she was 73. She had the big C on numerous occasions, and she battled through it. And she had a lot of, problems that way. But she got to 73. So we salute Olivia Newton-John anyway. A tribute to Olivia Newton-John. Lovely bird. And what I'm going to do now, it doesn't end there. Let's see. Olivia. There we go. Okay, and there is Greece. Now, a lot on the news, the tributes, a lot of them made it, big issue of the fact that she was in Greece. Olivia Newton-John had been around for years before that, but this is the post that made so many laugh. Okay, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. I think they've got them the wrong way around. Look at where the names are placed. That was a bit of a joke in the 70s. But what did you think of Greece? Now, Greece, when this came along, John Travolta had hit the big time with Saturday Night Fever. And he's instantly become a star overnight. And then the next movie was a very different film. It was this musical Grease, and we seen and heard all the songs that he'd done with Olivia Newton-John. And the thing is, Grease, it was one of those much anticipated movies because everyone was banging on about John Travolta. The songs were in the charts, #1 for weeks on end. And we thought that when this film comes out, it's going to be something special. And what many people nowadays, I didn't hear it mentioned on the news at all, but I have a long memory. When Grease finally did premiere in 1978, yes, it received some really, really hostile reviews. One critic described it as a load of trash, and some people were uncomfortable with the fact that a lot of kids. This was an A certificate, which meant just parental guides. You can go there with your parents, not a problem. Even young kids, and a lot of people were not very impressed with Grease by the fact that it had reference to sexual, gang bang. They made jokes about that kind of stuff, and but people thought this is not really suitable for children. This kind of thing. But the consensus, I do recall this film getting an awful lot of hostile reviews. Nevertheless, the songs, the movie, the stage musical has gone on and it's now highly regarded anyway. I'll just have a little teensy weensy look what the travel what the let me see now. Sorry, I've missed all of this. I've been waffling on so much. Let me see, but is that Paul Hoskin? Okay, Mark Ollick. Twitter crashed in a lot of the USA for about 35 minutes today. Is that because Trump, President Trump, had plenty to say? I don't know if he's still allowed on Twitter or whatever. I don't use it. Never used Twitter. Okay, let me see. I'm well behind on it. Oh, is this bloody thing again? Is this thing again? What is it? This chat dating. It's on everything. It's on. It gets in absolutely everything. This fella there. There we go. Okay, Gemini Star. What a beautiful soul Olivia Newton-John was. R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. Absolutely. She lived a good life. She had the big say. She wasn't one of my favorites, but I'll tell you what, she was. Well, I wouldn't bloody say. I wouldn't say no to it anyway. So the lovely Levy. One thing I will add, that part of Sandy. Sandy. The sort of virginal, namby-pamby girl who wins John Travolta's heart. Eventually, she dresses up in all black sort of leather or PVC and all sexy and all this kind of stuff and starts behaving really, really sexy. A lot of feminists didn't like that because the message was that, a girl has to dress up sexy in order to win a man. It wasn't really a very politically correct image. But did you know that Marie Osmond was actually in line originally to play Sandy in that movie? But it was decided it was too hot for her. Marie Osmond, don't forget all their brothers. They're all morons, aren't they? So she wouldn't look good in front of them. But anyway, R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John. El Terrifico, she was amazing, absolutely. Paul Hoskin, 73, beautiful, gorgeous woman, absolutely gorgeous. McLaren F1 race, yeah, absolutely. David Heisenberg, Olivia R.I.P. You will be really missed, okay? Yours Travels, yes, she seemed very nice. She also had a long did she actually have an actual relationship? Was it a physical with Cliff? You know Cliff? She was in his shows, wasn't she, in the 70s? Where, years before Grease. She had quite a long relationship with Cliff. Cliff, and I don't know. What do we think of Cliff? What do we do? I don't know. I don't even want to mention. Well, I have just mentioned Cliff, but Cliff makes me want to jump off a cliff. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, I don't know. What I heard is that they would have sort of got it together, but he was full of religion, and she wasn't a bit religious. I don't bloody blame her, to be honest with you. Pinball, nice Olivia Timmy said. Okay, thank you for that. McLaren F1 race was a snooze fest. Grease, okay. Paul Hoskin, I don't like Grease. I'm a bit KY jelly. Yours Travels. I hated the Grease movie, but only 42. Dutch Ferran, Greece looks nice for a vacation. It is a gorgeous stuff. Hardship, what's Greece done? Cannot remember. I've seen Greece at the cinema. I know a lot of people were really, really hostile to it because they're really hostile. They thought it was not really a good movie. But you must admit, those songs were catchy. I must admit, the one that I want, right? John Travolta, I mean, he didn't sing in Saturday Night Fever. He danced and he obviously had star quality. I must admit, the very first time I heard on the radio, you're the one that I want. All this kind of stuff. I actually thought the opening lads, I got chills there, multiply. And when I first heard it, I thought it was Olivia Newton-John. That was actually John Travolta who was singing. He may have had star quality and being a good dancer, but he couldn't bloody sing. I know that much. Pinball, have you seen Xanadu? No, I never got round to seeing that one, to be fun. Whatever. Iron Tilt, always like those black shiny pants you wore. Absolutely. There was It gave a boost to Livy's career as well. What's that song she done in the gym? Let's get physical. Let's get oh my God, that is raunchy. She was considered very prim and proper, but then with Grease, she become more raunchy, and then with that song, "Let's Get Fit," that was very naughty video. Mark Holler, Grease came out in 1978, back when we were reliving the good times in the 1950s. Grease was a throwback to the old musical. Yeah, it probably, and it was very good. One of the essential things about a musical, it's got to have good, catchy songs. And whatever people thought of Grease, it certainly did have good, catchy songs. Sandy, can't you see I'm in misery? Absolutely, bloody good stuff, Yeah, I like Grease. I actually liked it. Michael Gerard, yeah, this is popular. It was a great movie. Okay, fine. Yogi Bear, she was born in Cambridge in 1948. She had a UK passport when she went to Oz and kept it going. She had 5 #1 singles and sold 100 million records. Jesus Christ, she was successful. Poppycorn, R.I.P. Olivia, another piece of my youth gone. I'm absolutely sure there was a lot of men who just looked at her and don't forget, people didn't travel as much. We in England, we thought Australia was somewhere exotic, and I'm sure there must have been a lot of men who looked at Olivia and thought, "My God, that's the woman that I want." Absolutely. Cats and good coffee. I just wanted to say hello to everybody. I'm going to bed like an old man. Okay, sleep well, mate. Anyway, you mums, I didn't really like it and see why I had an audience. It received a huge boost from the fact that John Travolta, hot off Saturday Night Fever, was he was hot stuff in 1978. God, his name was absolutely everywhere, wasn't it? And then after that, after Saturday Night Fever and Grease, his career just went down a Swanee River after that. Hard shield. Travolta's gone for the bald Bruce Willis look. He should start wearing his hairpiece again to look younger. Well, I don't know. I must admit, my own opinion. I mean, John Travolta has got obvious star quality. Well, he did then, and I can see why the women loved him. And he's a very likable guy. And everything. In terms of when he becomes a dramatic actor, I don't think he's really that good. I really don't. He is not up to the. When he first appeared, it was suggested he was, that Italian American actor in the mold of De Niro and Al Pacino. No, sorry, mate, no way. In terms of acting quality, he is not in their league. He's no way he's in the league of Al Pacino or he's a good actor and he's very likable, but I don't think when he becomes plays a dramatic part, I don't think he's quite that good, really. Pinball. Olivia had a relationship with one of the Shadows, not Hank Marvin. Really? Okay, whatever. Nick Ross, nice to hear from you. I'm not going to put that comment on the screen, Nick, because that's well, I'm not going to put it on the screen anyway. But nice to hear from you, Nick. Paul Hoskins, we should sing the one that I wanted, the Bar Girls. Okay. Oh, where's this bloody chat thing? Rubbish should get back again. It gets around everywhere. This gets around everywhere. Okay. Okay, yours travels. Eddie, did you watch Sicario over the weekend? And once we're warriors. Come to that pretty soon. Okay. Let me see. Mark Alec, Fever came out in 1977. I saw it in the theatre. before we go off this subject, I mean, you know, like I say, we're R.I.P. the lovely Olivia Newton-John. I mean, you know, she was a lovely star and lovely woman, and you know, we're all going to miss her. As for Saturday Night Fever, one thing I will mention about Saturday Night Fever, it was everyone I know who's seen Saturday Night Fever said they didn't like it. He said, well, it was a load of rubbish and no story to it. It was a disappointment. It was only a little film, but John Travolta was he had such star, and of course, I had the music of the Bee Gees and all the disco music and all that kind of stuff. But Saturday Night Fever was a little low budget movie, wasn't it? With this, you know, wonderful star, John Travolta, who'd only been in a couple of bit parts. He was in Carrie. He played the slob in that movie, Carrie, right? But one of the interesting things about Saturday Night Fever, it came out in '77, and you know, when gained ground, I think in '78. And what surprised a lot of people is that Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters was tipped to become one of the biggest, most successful movies of all time, you know, following the wake of Jaws and you know, other movies of that era. You know, Close Encounters, the word is that Close Encounters was just going to sweep the board, and it was going to become the biggest movie of all time and this kind of stuff. And this little movie called Saturday Night Fever came out of nowhere and became the highest grossing film of the year. Yeah, that's right. It even earned more money than Close Encounters. This is what the reports were when it first arrived. You know, what is this film? You know, where's this film come from? And the word was, this is the movie that has actually beat Close Encounters at the box office. So John Travolta, wonderful star. His career went downhill a little bit after that. Let's see, Marco, yeah, December of '77. Yeah, we sort of got it in '78 in this country. Michael, today it's really Saturday Night Fever was massive. Yeah, the word of John Travolta was on everyone's lips. The music was in the charts and all that. And yet everyone I know who's seen this film said, they hate it. They just didn't like it. I liked it. I did. I thought it was a good movie. Really, really good movie. But Michael Gianais, the soundtrack from the Bee Gees was amazing. Absolutely. I mean, I would have all the time in the world for the Bee Gees simply because they wrote, produced it, all their own music. They were the real deal. Nick Ross, Travolta's got much better with age. I wouldn't necessarily say that he was. I mean, when he was awesome. When he's anyone who's seen him in those days, and when he was in Saturday Night Fever, Mike, I want to look like that. I want to dance like that. I want to talk like that. He had amazing star quality. But as the years have progressed, you know, I don't think he's really that good an actor, to be honest with you. Here's a joke. 11-inch garlic bread. Last night I thought I heard the Spring Onions singing Bee Gees songs in my fridge. When I opened the door, I realised it was just the chimes talking. I'll drink to that. Nice one. I'll drink to that. Okay, so another one. Now we've okay, now let me see. Okay, so while we're going to do another quick trip, it's not something I don't know the details. It's so much about this, but we're going to do another trip because it's not just Paul Levy who's passed away. It's also the last couple of days. This lovely lady, Judith. Do you know something? Judith Newman is. I've always forgot what is her name. Judith, is it Judith Newman or is that her name? She's the lead singer of that marvelous '60s band, the Seekers. Absolutely wonderful, and she's passed away. Let's see. No, her name's Judith something, but she's the lead singer. And these were also Australian. These were an Australian band, the singers. The Seekers. Now, it was a little bit before my generation, the 1960s. And yeah, I still listen to their songs now. You can get them on YouTube. Judith Durham. Yeah, that's it. That's her name, Judith Durham. Lovely singer. Absolutely lovely singer. The Seekers were a terrific band. And they made some really, really catchy songs, which, you can still listen to today. Georgie Girl, The Carnival Is Over. They were absolutely bloody huge. David Merchant, Durham. Pinball, Judith Durham. Mark Olig, loved her. Yeah, absolutely lovely singer. Who's this? David Coleman. Let's move on to something that's really interesting, guys. Richard Gere is Jim. We're just playing a quick tribute, because obviously much is being made of Olivia Newton-John. Much is being made of Olivia Newton-John, but I think Judith Durham is also well worth a mention. And there they are. There's the Seekers. I go through phases where, when I want to watch on YouTube, I mean, the Seekers, I want to watch some 60s stuff. I love 60s music. These are very, very much middle of the road, but they did some lovely, lovely tunes. And the tall guy with the glasses, doesn't he look a bit like Clark Kent? They look like a strange bunch, but she was a lovely, lovely singer. She died the other day, so a little bit of a tribute to her anyway. That is the Seekers. One of my favorite songs, Hey There, Georgie Girl, la 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 la. Oh, absolutely wonderful band, wonderful singer, and R.I.P. Judith Durham. Anyway, so there you go. That's 2 tributes tonight. Anyway, let's see. Nick Ross, they're all getting old and dying off, just like we all. David Cole, let's not talk about people like that. There's nobody. We're paying a little bit of it. Come on, these people are part of our lives. I mean, Olivia Newton-John, even the girl Judith Durham from the Seas. These people are, so we'll give them a little bit of a mention anyway. And at the end of the day, they passed away. So what we'll do now, let's talk about. Yeah, let me see. Kipax. Kipax. I'm sad now. Sorry to hear that. Daniel Mills, is he? No, we've had enough of all of that. Okay, El Terrifico. Okay, great tribute, Eddie. Okay, thanks. Okay, we've done the tributes. So let's talk a teensy-weensy little bit about scandals. Now, not everything we talk about on here is to everyone say. Some people don't want to talk about that. You can't please everyone. You can't please everyone. That's interesting there. Bernard Purcell, hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button, please. It helps to push the video out there. Anyway. McLaren F1 race. On to happy stuff now, Eddie. How's your Thailand preparation going, mate? I haven't prepared at all. I've just booked my flight. That's all I've done, really. It's still 3 months away before I fly, so I haven't prepared anything yet, but bring it on. Can't wait. Tiggs, actually, on that note, my cousin's cat died 3 years ago. Oh, pussy. 11-inch garlic bread. My mate's uncle's next door neighbor's brother's dog's sister died today. Okay, let's see. We're going to do a teensy weensy little bit. We're going to do a little bit about scandals. Okay, all right. Okay, we've got scandals. Yes. Okay, scandals. That's what we're going to say. We're going to say a little bit about scandals. These are some of those great news stories in the past. We've got to remember the great. I mean, you've been brought up with, old, movies from the past, from your childhood. You've been brought up with songs and whatever. But I think the great news stories in the past, some of them are really funny. Some of them are where to remember. I'm going to go back to the 1990s with this one, so it's not that old with this one. But okay, here we go. Right. So what is it? Let's see. I'm not going to do the full because it's a bit of a it's a bit of a what do we call it, that one anyway. So anyway, this is scandals, right? This is scandal. Let's see. Let's see. Creative banner. Yeah. So let's see. Let me just see. So let me see. Okay. So who Get out of that. Get out of that one there. Get out of that one. Okay, so let me see. I'm going to hide this now, and I'll go back to the chat. I'm going to go back to the chat. Okay, so in the in the 1990s, right? Rather than write this down, in the 1990s, which boss of a big corporation, a big, sort of a big, department stores, huge business, which boss said, these are the words, I'm pretty sure these are the correct words. He said to these very, very important crowd of people, the words, people ask me why we can sell our products so cheaply. And I tell them, it's because they're total crap. Who said that in the 1990s? Anyone? Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. He remembers it. He's got it. I think Philip Ward was first. Philip Ward, Gerald Ratner. Yeah, I am Tilt Ratner, Martin Blunston. Pinball, he was a jeweler. Absolutely. Archie Ratner. Let's see. Gerald Ratner. Okay, it was Gerald Ratner. They've got a Gerald Ratner. Now, let's see. It was a funny story. Let's see if we can get it up here. Okay. Let's see if we can get this story up here. This was a funny story from the mid-90s. Okay. Now, this is Gerald Ratner. He was, I think he inherited this business from his father. And basically, Ratner's was a high street jeweler. It was cheap. I mean, it was jewelry for the ordinary person. If a young man, got engaged, his fiance wanted a ring. And obviously, he couldn't afford bloody, London prices. So he wanted a high street jewelry store, and Ratners were all over the place. So he could buy, he could buy his girlfriend a bargain priced engagement ring. He didn't have to tell her where he got it from, and she was happy with that. So Gerald Ratner, okay, inherited this massive business from his father, and then ballsed it up. He ballsed it up with one bloody speech. Gaff. Gerald Ratner stood up in front of 6,000 of the great and good and sank his jewelry empire in a matter of seconds. People say, how can you sell this for such a low price? I say, because it's total crap. He added, we sold a pair of earrings for £100, which is cheaper than a shrimp sandwich from Marks and Spencer, but probably wouldn't last as long. It became known as doing a Ratner and still serves as a one of the top chief executives to this day. Absolutely. I mean, you would have thought he'd have a bit more common sense. All of a sudden, all of these, this went public. It was huge news. Everyone knew about it. And all of these people, ordinary working class people who thought, they had it made because they were wearing Ratner's jewelry. All of a sudden, they felt stupid because the boss of Ratner's is saying that the products were crap. Okay? Ratner, let's see. Ratner. Gemini Star, Edwina Curry, Sam Ellis Carl. Okay, I get Mark Alec. I guess Ratner. Absolutely. Mark, did he also sell used cars? He probably did. He probably did. If he did that, it wouldn't last. You can bargain price car. The gearbox is just about to go, but you can have it anyway. It wouldn't surprise me. Gerald Ratner, absolutely. It was one of those bizarre news stories in the 1980s. Okay. Who's this? McLaren F1 race, also the CEO of Samsung, had a big bonfire of ship products at his headquarters in Seoul, probably in front of his employees a few decades ago. Absolutely. But doing a Ratner, and this was his father's business, wasn't it? There's a little bit more to this story anyway. There we go. Let me see. A bit more to this story. So there you go. Ratner inherited the business from his father and built it into a multi-billion-pound empire with 2,500 stores. But after the speech, the share price tanked. The group was forced into a financial restructuring, and Ratner resigned in 1992. it still rankles. Talking to Twitter yesterday to mark the anniversary, he said, "It is 30 years today when I made that speech. It seems like yesterday. I wish it was tomorrow. I would cancel it. I don't blame him." Speaking to Mail, he added, "It's not water under the bridge. It's something I've been living with for the last 30 years. It's like a scar on your face." And I'll just read it out again. What a dimwit. I mean, he's inherited this business from his father. There's some people just don't know when to keep the bloody mouths shut. That's what it is. And this is an extreme example of this. So let's just go through again what he said. "People say, how can you sell this for such a low price? I say, because it's total crap. Okay. I'll drink to you, Gerald. Well done, well done." Imagine all of those poor working class people, or people who thought they'd done good. The boyfriend who bought his girlfriend, his fiance, an engagement ring, and all these people who didn't have much money but thought they'd done good because they've actually put jewelry on their girlfriend and all this. And the next minute, this bloody pillock. This pillock, says that, it's total. He's basically laughing at them. You know what I mean? Pulling a raspberry at them. No sympathy for them at all. Anyway, let's see. Kipax. I'm doing an Eddie inside. Good for you, mate. An Eddie. Okay. Ion Tilt. Did you hear about the big toothpaste scandal? Media called it Colgate. Okay. Like it. Martin Blunsden. Let's see. Colgate, okay. David Coleman, let's talk about MI6. Jesus Christ, I had the bloody bomb squad at me door about it. We started talking about that. So you're going to have an Eddie special. I wouldn't mind another Thai sandwich, bloody hell. Kipax, just ask for an Eddie and the ladies will know what you mean. Okay. So another scandal, and then we're going to do a couple of movie reviews, okay? A couple of movie reviews. Let me see. Here we are. Let me see now. Another scandal, yes? Another scandal. In fact, I think we'll do a movie review, and then a scandal, and then another movie review. How about that then? Okay, movie review, right. Now let me see. Oh my God almighty. Let's see. Okay, now this is a movie review. And this is the movie. Okay, Sicario, right. Now, I like to do movie reviews. That's what's on Netflix or Amazon. And one of the great things about doing this, I mean, I've said this before, but late at night when you're thinking about what to watch on Netflix or Amazon, you can spend about half an hour pouring through thinking, am I going to enjoy that or that? Because the truth of the matter is that if you come towards the end of the day, if you're going to watch a 2-hour movie, that's the main part of your day, and you want that 2-hour movie to live up to expectations. You really, really want it to live up to expectations. And if it doesn't live up to expectations, then that's 2 hours of your life that you'll never get back. So one of the great things about doing this, Sicario, which I wouldn't have normally watched, was recommended by a lot of people in the chat the other night when we talked about movies. So I watched it. You can get it on Netflix. It's on Netflix, and it is 2 hours of compelling viewing. It is an excellent movie. Let's see. Nick Ross, great movie. Yeah, I think it was Nick Ross. He was one of the ones who recommended it. So basically, what is the reviews from it? Fantastic. Get another picture of it up here. Get another picture of it. There you go. Another picture over here. There you go. There's another picture. So this is about, I think this is 2015. This one. So it's about seven years old. Now, basically, what it is, it's about a squad within the within the FBI. I believe that you know, they're a border patrol anyway, or whatever the hell that their role is anyway. And basically, they're battling Mexican drug villains who've come over the border into Arizona. It's a very violent film, as you would expect. But the star of this film is Emily Blunt, and she is, you know, she gets good reviews. But the fact is that I wasn't entirely convinced by Emily Blunt. I think she's a little bit of a pale character. And basically, she gets involved with this squad who go into Mexico, and they're hunting this really big badass Mexican drugs lord. It's quite a familiar story, but the way that it's done is very, very adult way, very non-patronizing. It's not an action excitement. All the action is really, really quite justified. And basically, I went through a lot of the movie thinking there's no real reason for Emily Blunt. This character to be a female. It could be anyone. But as the movie progresses, the message of this movie, is that, you know, the drugs industry and all the drugs cartels and battling these people, it's, you know, it's like it's a savage world, and it's not for girls, basically. So if you think this is a feminist movie, not from it. I mean, really, I won't tell you what happens, obviously, but you know, the message is it's not for girls. So it is a terrific movie. It's a great action thriller, but it's a little bit more than an action thriller. It's a very intelligent movie. It's a thought-provoking movie, and it is well worth a look. Well worth a look. Nick Ross, Red Sparrow, another great movie. Okay. Check that out. Mark Ollick, this movie had a sequel. I believe it does. I haven't seen the sequel yet, but it's such a good film, this. I wouldn't mind seeing the sequel. I Am Till, Sicario 2 is excellent also. Okay. And Yoz Travels says the same thing. Okay. Okay, 11-inch garlic bread. I just emailed Jonathan Ross to tell him his job's safe. Okay, thank you. David Coleman, I liked the movie. It was okay. Yeah, it's tough stuff. And in terms of like heroes and villains, well, you know, obviously Emily Blunt is the real. There's a lot of confusion about what's going on. You know, at times Emily Blunt is you know, she's fine, but I thought she was a little bit. I don't think she's a particularly charismatic actor, to be honest with you. Let's see. Kipax, The Voyeurs on Amazon was so good. Sydney got massive novel. We'll see it just for that. Okay. I Am Tilt. Preferred Emily Blunt in Mary Poppins Returns. Yeah, I think she's more suited than Mary Poppins, to be honest with you. I've been all over Mexico, Guatemala, and El Salvador. Lots of drugs and crime. You have to be careful. Absolutely. Oh, here we go. More bloody bots, sex chat bots. Okay. So David Heisenberg, lookalike Russell. Cheers, I just opened a cold can of Thatcher's Gold Cider with you. Okay, I've got some of that in the fridge. McLaren F1 race. A minute's silence for Donald Trump. Is Mar-a-Lago man's being raided by the FBI? Bless him. Okay, God bless him. Nick Ross, thank you. See, this is the good thing about you know, doing this. Red Sparrow. I've never even heard of that movie, but I will check it out if you can get it on Netflix or Amazon. Absolutely. Absolutely, mate. Thanks for that anyway. Thanks, and thanks to all the guys who recommended Sicario. It's 2 hours of compulsive viewing, absolutely compulsive viewing, and it is well worth a look. Well worth a look. Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay, so what else have we got now? So, Yoz Travels. What's that? Yoz Travels. And where are we going? Where am I going? Yourselves. I lived in Mexico City for 6 months. I bloody loved it. Okay, good for you, mate. Michael Genesi, you got the Red Spot. I've got to check that movie out. Okay. So what are we going to do now? What are we going to do? I think what we'll do another movie and then finish off with another scandal. Okay. So another movie. And this is one that I would rate very, very highly also. What is it called again? I would rate this movie very, very highly because I watched it the other night. I'd never even heard of it before, but it is bloody good. bloody good. That is an excellent movie, an excellent movie, right? This was, I think it was 2018, this movie. It starts Gerard Butler, who's Gerard Butler, who is, well, let me just get rid of this bloody knobhead. Let's get rid of this bloody button knobhead thing again, okay? Okay. Den of Thieves is another action movie. It's a powerful movie. It's not as serious as Sicario. Basically, what it is that Gerard Butler plays the leader of this squad who's hunting these bank. It's basically a heist movie, and Gerard Butler is aiming to bring down this vicious band of bank robbers. Basically, old-fashioned story. Okay, now first of all, what do you think of Gerard Butler? What is your opinion of Gerard Butler? I have mixed feelings about Gerard Butler. He's actually been in quite a lot of movies, and some of them very, very good movies, action movies. Gerard Butler, right. Now, there's good things and bad things about him. The good thing about Gerard Butler is that he looks like a proper big macho man. And after watching Munchkin Tom Cruise, you know, in some of the movies, you watch Gerard Butler, he looks like a real hard bastard. He's a very fine actor. He is a good actor, a fine actor, but he's a good actor, and he looks like a genuine hard bastard. If he's playing the part of a gangster or whatever he's playing, if he's playing a gangster or a tough cop or whatever, he is convincing that way. The problem I have with Gerard Butler is that he lacks a certain charisma. He's in this particular movie, and it has been said, the way he plays his character, he's not necessarily likable. He's not a natural likable actor. And sometimes if an actor, if your hero isn't necessarily likable, then you don't really care what happens to them. In this movie, he plays an alcoholic, really, you know, an alcoholic, hard man cop. When he gets drunk, he's the type of person you wouldn't want to know. He grows on. He is a good actor, but he's not as instantly likable. But what it is in this movie, he's not really likable. But eventually, the message is that when it comes to the hard stuff, the real tough, when the tough get going, you need someone. You don't necessarily need the person to be likable. You need a tough guy who's going to sort the bad guys out. So let's see. Yours Travels. Yes, Den of Thieves, great. 50 Cent was in it. Yeah, he plays a good part, 50 Cent. Butler is average, but can deliver sometimes, okay? McLaren F1 race. He's buff looking, but a shit actor. Okay, whatever. McLaren F1 race, wooden. Pinball. Pinball, not impressive. It's a lot of people that don't really like Butler very much. Mark Holly, I liked him in Greenland. I haven't seen Greenland. I've seen another movie. What was the other science fiction movie? I can't remember what it was called, but he's also been in, Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, both movies that I watched. I enjoyed. Wasn't he in 300, Born on Film? Yeah, a lot of people. David Coleman looks too violent, same American Garbage. Well, I'll tell you what. This movie is an excellent movie. Now, if you look at the reviews from this movie, you can get this on Amazon, by the way. If you look at the reviews say that this is a bit of a rip-off of Heat, that movie that came out in the 90s with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in it. Basically, it's a heist movie. I actually think that this is a better film. I sat down to watch this movie the other night, and it got to, obviously Butler, it takes a bit of getting used to, but this is a 2-hour, 20 minutes movie. And it was late at night, and I thought to myself, I might just watch half of this movie and maybe watch the other half tomorrow. I watched it from start to finish, and I'm telling you that it is a bloody good action movie. The bank robbery heists are very, very well done. They keep you guessing about what's happening next. It's a terrific bunch of actors. And for my money, this is a better film than something like Heat. The problem I have with something like Heat, it's made by that Michael Mann, who I think makes rather dull movies. I don't really like his style. Whereas this one, it just got the right blend of being, a fine action movie, but not over the top. You know what I mean? But believable. Bloody good movie, Den of Thieves. And check it out. And I check it out, and it gets the steady Eddie seal of approval. Life of Razor, Heat is an incredible film. It's a fine film, but I think it's a bit overrated. Yes, Thomas, what's The Take? Idris Elba, it's better than this. The Take. Does that go on to another? Oh, I think is that the one set in Paris? Yeah, good movie. Nick Ross, you've ever binge watched the old dogs? I like the first series, but the second series, it wasn't. I thought it was a bit slow, really. McLaren F1 race. Gerard Butler is a very popular avatar on fake Facebook. Yeah, absolutely. But so is Bear Grylls. Nick Ross, better than Boardwalk Empire. I haven't heard of that one. But yeah, Gerard Butler. He looks like a real macho man. He's very, very convincing. But his charisma in each movie, he takes a little bit of getting used. I think he is a good actor, but he's just not. He just doesn't have the natural charisma that you would expect. But absolutely, he's been in a lot of good movies, so I'd watch him again and again personally. Let me see. There you go. Block user. Okay, look that one. There you go. Yeah. Let's see. Mark Allen, time to go, Baz. Okay, thank you, Mark. Thanks for coming along anyway, Mark. Always a pleasure to see you here anyway. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow anyway, so see you soon. Have a lovely evening anyway. David Coleman. Why do English hard criminals love to cut off shotguns so much? Because it makes a better sound anyway. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so in a moment, squeaky door time. No, I don't think we need squeaky door. Let's see. David Coleman, who will be the next James Bond? Oh, God knows. I'm fed up of hearing about all of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the remains of this. I'm going to get myself another little. I'm going to get myself a little. I'm going to get myself a whiskey. I'll be back in a moment. Yeah, back in a moment. There we go. Okay. So we're still here. Okay, so good night, Mark. Anyway, they're always great to have you here, right? Anyway, always nice to have you here. Let's see. Diane Abbott's head's gone for the fact. I'm not going to put down the screen. Okay, so finally. No, get that off in a minute. One more scandal to go, and then we'll finish. Oh, Jesus Christ! Now this final scandal really was a scandal. Really was a scandal. But you've got to go all the way back to, I think you've got to go back to the 1930s, and it was royalty, and there was a king. I think he was King Ed. Was he King Edward the Eighth or something like that? And he abdicated in true romantic style for a woman, right? Because she was an American divorcee, and basically he actually gave up the throne. He actually, forfeited his right to be King of England so he could marry an American divorcee. I mean, how romantic. She must have been a really special woman. She must have been her name was Wallace Simpson. Yeah, she'd been married before. And basically, she must have been a really special woman. Okay, Mrs. Simpson. Okay, I am still classic scandal. I am still Edward and Mrs. Simpson. Yours Trout. No, not all the McLaren. Wallace, Mrs. Simpson. Okay, she must have been a really special woman, and I have my bloody suspicions, to be honest with you. I have my big suspicions. Let me see now. Let me see. I have my suspicions. This really, really special woman who persuaded the King of England to give up being King of England to go and spend the rest of his life with her. Wow, just look at her. She's the one with the pigtail sort of thing. He's the one with the tie, looking very, very happy, and she's the other. Wow, wasn't she gorgeous? Eh? You would give up your throne for her, wouldn't you? You'd give up your throne for this absolutely divine, beautiful creature, absolutely beautiful creature. When you do anything, this lovely woman. So what do you think about that, everyone? I know what I think. Where's my sick bucket? A special woman. Does that look like a bloody woman to you? It doesn't look like a woman to me. That looks like a bloke in drag. Wallace, that's a bloke in drag. Come on, that's no bloody woman, that. Let me see. Let's see. Yours, Travis, she gave the best head. I have heard this anyway. Yeah. Gemini Star, I just put Den of Thieves on my watch list. Cheers, Ed. Okay, well worth it. Well worth a look. Ed Sweeney's 20 Stone wife back in England and moist. I'd rather shag you than Wallace Simpson, to be honest with you. McLaren F1 bloody hell, she looks like an evil bar girl, okay? Nick Ross, Simpson adds great suction, the legend goes. A bit, yeah, okay, whatever. 11-inch garlic bread, I would. Michael Gineas, love is blind, mate. Oh, come on. You have to be blind and bloody stupid to marry that. So basically, this is Wallace Simpson. This is the woman who won King Edward's heart. Okay. And maybe, won other things of him. Oh, my God. No, the word is, there's a theory going out there, and I fully support it, that the reason that he was so desperate to marry her is because hair wasn't really a hair. It was actually a hay. That was a bloke. Come on. That's not a if a woman like that approached me, I'd say, sorry, mate, no can do. Yeah, what's that? Nick Ross, they do say that sex was harassment. I think why did it? Because she obviously had something that other women don't have. And what did she have? She had a willy. She had a sausage. She had a big frankfurter down there. Obviously he knew something about her. Excuse me, but isn't the name Wallace? Isn't that a bloke's name? Isn't it a bloke's name? That's God Almighty. Okay, McLaren only the needs a golden lab. Okay, David Heisenberg, she is yuck. I'd go along with that. Let's see, 11-inch gallop bed. I'll let her touch my special place. They call me Susan. Oh my God. And that's in the buff. She had a fat pecker. She had a willy. Honestly, I genuinely the reports from people who actually seen her, who actually met her at the time, and the reports were that when they shook hands with her, she had a man's hands. She actually had a man's hands. She was not feminine at all. There was nothing feminine about it. Let's get another. A little bit of a blurb up here about it. Let's see. What's this all about here? This one here. Yeah, look at her. That's a bloody bloke. That's a bloke. That was not a woman. That was not a woman. Apparently. Let's see. Who's this? Kipax, I feel sexy. Bloody make me sick as well. David Coleman, Wallace Simpson did not even have tits. Absolutely. maybe Edward was maybe he batted for the other side, and it just wasn't a done. I don't know. It might have even been illegal to bat for the other side in those days. So maybe the way he got around it is by going with a bloke who dressed up as a woman and convinced people. Oh God Almighty! All as I bloody know is that I wouldn't share a bed with that bloody thing there. I said the only thrown Adley, was the toilet. She stroke. He said to me, "Will you leave the throne for me?" I'll say, "Yeah, I'm just finishing up in the toilet. I just gotta wipe me bum first of all, and then you can have it." McLaren F1 race. I feel a crocodile Dundee moment coming up. But it's girl and okay, I'm gonna have nightmares later. Okay. Let's see. Nicholas Simpson had the best of both worlds. Hermaphrodite. Maybe I've heard that stuff about it being a hermaphrodite, but come on. A bloke's a bloody bloke, isn't it? A bloke's a bloke. So anyway, what have you got to say? What have you got to say here? Okay. Wallace Simpson has been demonized for decades as the Baltimore divorcee who scandalized Britain by loaning Edward VIII, the Prince of Wales, from a short tenure on the throne. His abdication, touched by the 2010 film The King's Speech. She was called That Woman. And now a new biography, That Woman, The Life of Wallace Simpson, suggests that the mannish social climber with the beautiful dark sapphire blue eyes, full of sparkle and nice mischief, may have been intersex. Author Anna Sever points to the Duchess of Windsor's raspy voice, square jaw, and flat chest as signs, among other physical manifestations, that she was born male. I'd bloody say that. I'd go along with that. Born male, absolutely. What else have we got here? What else have we got here? Yeah, okay. A little bit more. Was Wallace Simpson all woman? There's always been speculation about a sexual makeup. Now, in a major reassessment, the biographer uncovers new evidence. The first time the future King of England met Wallace Simpson, she left little impression. After all, she was neither young nor beautiful. Her face was, I think that's subtle. I think she was bloody pig ugly. She looked like a bloke. Her face was square-jawed and masculine with an unfortunate mole. Her voice had an unpleasant rasp according to many aristocrats who knew her, and her idea of wit was Rorschach's American wisecracks. The person responsible for introducing her in January 1931 to Edward, then the Prince of Wales, was his Mistress Thelma. Absolutely. Oh, come on. I mean, they're all found. They've got a history of being bloody weirdos, sexually oppressed, and all the rest of it. There's no way that was a full woman. The reason he was desperate to marry, because she was probably the only transvestite that he ever met, and he thought, I've got to have her. She's got a willy. I mean, that's what he liked. He liked a willy, for Christ's sake. Blindingly obvious. Nick Ross, years ago, before the night market in Pat Pong, I remember waking up in some very strange places where you usually pile of naked, but okay, fine. Let me see. Who's this? Ed Sweeney is 20 stone white back in England. Ed is actually a woman. He has a hairy fan, and that's why. Okay, all right, fine. See you later, baby. We don't want to talk about, all that kind of stuff, all that war stuff, because that doesn't go down well on YouTube. Yes, Charles, all I was going to say is that they were happy. What's the problem, guys? It's deception, isn't it? Okay. Let me just say, in 1931, batting for the other side probably was illegal. You might have even been able to been put in prison for that in those days. So they had to get round it some way. But if he batted for the other side, he couldn't come out and say that. He couldn't marry a man, somebody who looked like a man. He had to marry a man who looked like a woman, basically. So I can understand that. And if they were happy, then fine, sadly, but at the end of the day, when he's a member of the royal family, you know, he's paid for by the taxpayer, and we have a right to know certain things. You know what I mean? David Coleman, so was she really a ladybird? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Nick Ross, you haven't lived there. He's some great suction. Okay. David Heisenberg, yeah. Yeah, well, whatever. Oh, whatever. We're not talking about other vloggers. We're not talking about other vloggers tonight. Okay. Let's see. Did you have a nice start? McLaren F1 Ladybird competition. You know, whatever. Duchess at where? Yeah, let's see. Tablet guy. Wallace. Duchess at Windsor. Born Bessie Wallace Warefield. Yeah, okay. Kipax. I saw her down Soy 6. Jesus. Tom Streeter. How much sex wasn't as criminal? Yeah, absolutely. It was highly illegal. McLaren F1 race. I hope Peter pops up on Friday. I'll win a ladyboy competition. Okay. Not only was she a ladyboy, but she was bloody ugly. She was ugly. Oh my God, that's a bloody. You could actually leave a cushy top job like being the King of England for some bloody ladyboy who wasn't even. It was ugly. Ugh, yuck. David Mayer, what about Quentin Crisp? First time I heard of Quentin Crisp, he was played by that wonderful actor John Hurt in that marvelous drama called The Naked Civil Servant. That's the first time I ever heard about him. David Coleman, how many guys go to Thailand and say, well, I never have. 11 is, do we know the Queen's, well, let's see. 11-inch garlic bread. Do we know the Queen's bra size? We as taxpayers need to know things, don't we? Yeah, I'd like to know that. I really would like to know that. Yogi Bear. Yeah, in them days, it was 2 years in jail for being like that. That's how big a thing it was. He should have been jailed, really. Okay. Sorry, I've got an itchy nose here. I've got all kinds of bloody problems here. Johnny Boom Boom. I'm still Boom Boom. He, she, oh, good for you, mate. Anyway, some people just got no taste. She had a hairy muff. Queen is bra size G, healthy. Okay, we're getting a bit smutty here. Bazuki, I asked you about you notifying your subscribers like other vlogs did. I do. I put it on the community page usually, but tonight I was in two minds. You see, simply because I wasn't sure whether I was going to be up to it, so I just thought I'd do this one anyway. This is my this is my other channel. Excuse me, I just got to stand up a moment. Oh my God. Oh, sometimes you just get a bloody itchy nose, don't you? Yeah, I mean, tonight I didn't actually put anything up simply because I wasn't well yesterday and I wasn't entirely convinced that I'd be able to do it today. But I'll try my best. Sam, man, yeah, okay, nice to hear. We can't put that comment on the screen because I don't want to talk about war and all that kind of. But nice to hear from you. McLaren F1 race. Eddie, please put a picture of a fit Thai bird up to cleanse our minds, please. We'll try and see what I can do with that some other time. Really. David Coleman, yourself, they did a lot of harm. They spied for Germany. Really? Oh, David Coleman, they should have been hanged for treason. Okay, we're getting serious now, aren't we? We're getting serious now. She had to hear him off. Would you do a fella if they were 10 or 10? No, definitely not. Nick Ross, the crime game. I've seen the crime game. That's a guy who falls in love with a transvestite or whatever they are. Anyway, okay, we're getting into set. So anyway, tonight we've done 2 tributes, 2 movie reviews, and 2 scandals. Anyway, okay. So I've been on for an hour and 40 minutes now, and it's getting very, very late at night, and I think it's time for me to have a late night snack. This is a nice famous grouse whiskey, by the way. A female teensy weensy a little bit better. We have all kinds of bloody, problems, shoulder problems. I'm itching my nose and all that. I don't know what The nose itching only comes from here. I'm sure, like, you know, there's mosquitoes who are biting me nose or something anyway. Let's see, Nick Ross, Bob Hoskins movie, okay. Kipax, that last one was nasty. I don't know what you mean, Mika. Was it the last item? McLaren F1, Eddie, you the man, mate. Okay, thank you. Cormac Winky, I had a dream last night that I was eating a giant marshmallow. Woke up this morning, the pillow was gone. like it. Kipax, the Lord does forgive. Okay, thank you, mate. Thank you. Pillow buys it. You mongers, did you know there was an Australian guy who was the rightful heir to British throne? He died in 2012. Tony Robinson did a documentary about him. I didn't know that. McLaren F1 race. Cheers for entertaining us, dude. Okay, thank you. It's Tuesday night. I mean, what else is happening on Tuesday night? What's happening? I mean, there's not much happening on the Tuesday. I like the weekdays because you always get the feeling that in the weekdays, late in the evening, there's not much happening. So probably not much on the TV. So that's why I like coming along. And it's great having the company of you guys. It really, really is. This is a small channel in compared to you. I'm hopefully going to be back on the other channel, the main channel, tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. And we'll do things travel related. We'll talk about things travel because that's what that channel's all about. So hopefully I'll see you at 10 o'clock tomorrow night on the other channel. Anyway, see, you know, I can back for the other side as well. Just a joke. David Cummings, there's lots of upper class gays in England. Well, I'll be bugging if I'd share a room with them. Yogi Bear, it's been a great stream out as always. We'll catch you tomorrow on the other side. Take care. Hope you get your ears sorted out. Okay. Thank you. Kipax Tuesdays. Absolutely. Yeah, that's why, you know, what's anyone got to lose by tuning into this on a Tuesday night? Okay. You monks will get some beers in tomorrow, 10 p.m. Okay. Kipax, going for the bath in Bleach later. Okay. Yoz Travels, David Coleman. Okay. I'll leave it there anyway. An hour and 43 minutes anyway. I'll say thanks for coming along, guys. And we've had a bit of a laugh, a little bit of controversy, a little bit of info. I'll say good night. Thank you. God bless you. Keep thinking positive. And I'll see you on the other channel tomorrow night. Cheers.